Shalom, shalom. First, we want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honors to Apostle Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well. Now, shalom, all the listeners and believers. The Akim and Aqua stand rooted in his faith and truth, pushing the will of the Lord day in and day out. All right, this is Brother Iowa from the Gary Branch of Great Millstone. Lord willing, come back at it again with another edifying video. And pretty much going into prophecy, man, because we understand that what do they call it? It's the prophets of doom, man. The Lord has sent us out to give a warning, all right, give a message from the Lord, man. Understanding that the Lord is mad, man. He's furious with his people, and he's done with this, with these heathens, all right. So let's start with the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 1. It says, Yahweh answers the prophet. It said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I will answer when I am reproved. Right? We're watchmen, man. Understanding that what is the duty of a watchman? Right? You're being on the high tower, right? Waiting to see what's to come to the people, man. You're the one that the people are looking forward to give warning, right? Let me see here in a second. It says watchman, a guard, a lookout, a guardian protector. Right? It says person characterized by wakefulness, right? And the Lord has awakened you and made you sober, right? In this drunk world, in order to watch what the Lord is going to say. He said, measure the time diligently in itself, right? And that's what we're doing, man. We're watching for prophecy, measuring it, filtering it through the scriptures in order to what? Give the people warning, right? And what's been going on? What just happened in the last 24 hours? Major, what's it called? Major news, man, right? We're understanding that Iran and US and Israel have pretty much ramped up to the next level, right? By actually firing missiles now at each other. Okay. So we understand that all of these different things is prophecy. We have still some major prophecies that need to come to pass, but these are all things that the Lord have spoke of from the beginning, man. Right? He warns of these things was going to happen. All right. So we're just going to go through once again a few scriptures and just try to hit the points, man. It says Habakkuk 2 and 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table, that he may run that readeth it. We are making it plain upon table into the what's it called, the Israelites, man. Right? Now everybody's going to get this warning, right? But we're making it plain upon tables. How? We're going through the scriptures. We're breaking down these parables, these hard sayings, and showing you what's it called, giving you understanding, man. Right? What the Lord said, you are a light on the hill that cannot be hid. All right, giving light to the whole household. Why would you put a candle underneath the bushel? Roughly paraphrasing. All right, the Lord is giving us this truth in order to help guide the elect back to Him. All right, Lord, wouldn't we be of that number also? But we're those ones that's been sent out in order to give the warning and help people, man. Because you have to understand that those doors of mercy are closing. That liberty that the Lord has given out for everybody in order to do what is right while the time is here. All right, those dams are closing. We're seeing those things shut fast, man. With all of these different prophecies popping off like popcorn, we're seeing that the end is here. We're in those times now. Right? It says Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Is it not speaking? Right? Starting from our apostles on down, they've been prophesying these things from time and time again. Matter of fact, give me 1 second. All right, time and time again, prophesying the same thing. Yep, Jeremiah. Give me one. Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Are we not doing those same things? Right? Have we not been doing these same things? We're following in the same footsteps as our apostles, who are also following the same footsteps as who? Our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai. Right? Give me 1 second. I just had a precept in my head. Dang it. Well, how did I just lose that? It'll come back to me, Lord willing. Right? They're prophesying the same thing, man. The wadi out, all right. And if you have this, what's it called? The Lord is giving you the spirit and the eyesight of the sea. These are the prophets coming back in the same lot, man. Right? Because what? It says in 1 Corinthians 14 and 32, it says, "In the spirits of the project are subject to the prophets." Right? What you were doing in your past life, you're going to come back doing in this life. So those same prophets from back then, those prophets got against those kingdoms in that time, are back now doing the same thing, man. Right? And it's beautiful times that we are in. Understanding the times that we're in, right? The Lord has said that He has seven things that is joy to Him. A man seeing the joy of his children and his children growing up, earthly paraphrasing, and a man seeing the downfall of his enemy. All right, and we're seeing the downfall of our enemy, man. We're seeing the downfall of Esau, Edom. We're seeing the downfall of all of these other heathens, man. Right? Their kingdom is crumbling bit by bit from the inside and out. Right? You have these fouls that are coming out against them. You have them being brought up on war charges. You're seeing that their leader is doing things without actually getting permission. Right? You're seeing the littlest among them what's called leading them into all of these diverse things, man. Right? So it's beautiful times that we are in, man. Okay. I was on that. Let me go back to what I said. Oh yeah, here we go. Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." Right? It's not going to lie, man. You can no longer say that what's it called? These things aren't going to happen. You can no longer say that what's it called? Pretty much all of these other vain divinations are true. Right? What did it say? Let every man be a liar and the Lord be true. It says, though it tarry, wait for it because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And we're seeing that it's coming to fruition, man. All right. So leading from that, let's get Ezekiel 12. All right. Ezekiel 12 and 22, 21. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?" Right? You have to understand that the apostles of Great Millstone have been prophesying this thing for years, man. And you have to understand, yes, things wasn't popping off as fast as it is now, but throughout the years, and people have had that mindset of, you said it's going to happen then. It hasn't happened yet. So I'm just going to do what I want to do and I'll get right with the Lord later. But did not the Lord say, seek him early, come to him in the days of your youth, redeem the time while it's here, right? The Lord has given you his warning time and time again throughout all of the scriptures, but yet people avoid what's it called, choose to ignore it. It says in the book of Proverbs 1 and 20, how long will you simple ones love simplicity, right? You turned in my reproof. So now that all of these things are coming to fruition, right? It's going to be too late. Now, yes, the doors of mercy are still open for you now. So come back and do what's right while you can. But eventually they're going to be shut. And it says, when you call on me, I will not hear you. I will laugh at your calamity. Right? So with all of these different things popping off, all right, we're going to get it. Let me slow down. I'm pushing it. I'm going a little too fast. It says, verse 23, "Tell them, therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision." Right? This is the what's that? This beginning of the end, the beginning of sorrows. Right? All of these different things, we're in those times now. These are the last days of the last days. So you can no longer say that this is that and that is this, because it's right before your eyes, man. And if you can't see, hey, you better pray. It says, "For there shall be no more vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel." So none of these other vain doctrines, none of these other things that you think is going to happen, it is going to happen, man, because the Lord is going to show you what it was his will, what he said was going to happen, man. Right? All you people that think America is going to come out on top, all you people that think that this is just going to pass by, it's not just going to pass by, man. The Lord is mad. He is his wrath has been kindled to the point now it's time to act. Right? It says, "Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing?" You're right there with your father, the devil, imagining that vain thing, that this world is going to last forever, that after this war, they're going to come back better than ever. All right. But we understand that the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. So all these things have to come to pass. It's just like adding, what's it called? Adding your vegetables to your soup, right? And you're mixing it up, right? All of this stuff has to come to pass in order for what? That meal, that baby to be delivered, man. All right, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay. It says, verse 25, for I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. So no, the Lord is no longer going to prolong his sayings, man. He's no longer going to hold back those four corners. Now, he's still holding them back now, but slowly but sure, he's acting. It's moving in gradualism right now. But we understand that the Lord likened to what? Like a woman having a baby, man. Right? We're gonna get that after this. A woman having a baby. It's just like those contractions. Yeah, they're gonna go by okay, first contraction, boom. Hour later, next contraction, boom. All right, then it's gonna be 5 minutes. Then it's gonna be 3 minutes. Then it's gonna be back to back to back because that baby's coming. Right? And it's these prophecies are those contractions, man. They're gonna start popping off left and right. Right? Understanding that what? The Lord is on his way back, man. It says, for in your day, O rebellious house, will I say the word in performance, saith the Lord Yahweh. And again the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he said for many days to come. He prophesied of a time that are far off. But that time that was far off is here now. Right? We're in it, man. We're in the mix. It's about to get real wicked with all of these different things that are popping off. Right? Them establishing that war. They're gonna end up. I believe that they said they're gonna close the Straits of Hormuz. I could be saying it wrong, but that's gonna affect the American people heavily because that is a big way in order for trade to happen, right? In order for certain goods to get through. But when you start locking that down and you're in a time of war now, right? You're gonna start seeing gas prices going up, food prices going up. You're gonna see an inflation, but you're also gonna see a deflation of the stuff that we have. So those storehouses are going to end up being found empty, right? And a lot of you people that thought you were to be in a good case, it's about to get real wicked. All right, we're gonna get that. All right, we got a lot of precepts to hit, but we're gonna get them all. Trust, we're gonna get all the meat off that bone. All right. Which one do we want to get next? We can get. Matter of fact, yep, let's go to second address. And then we can hit all of the other ones left and right. All right, this is second address 9 and 1. It says he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Right? The Lord told you these things. He told you things from the beginning. He said the end is written from the beginning and it is made manifest. Right? So now that all these things are coming to pass, you can't have no excuse saying you were never warned. Let alone you can't give glory to any other power, saying that they did these things when the Lord was the one that said he was going to do these things way, way, way back when. It says, then shall thou understand that at the very same time we're in the slocking. Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when they see as part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so the Lord is coming back, man. Seeing all these different signs popping off, we're understanding that, okay, the Lord is on his way. And who is he going to start judging? Well, he said, start judging at at my house, the house of Israel. Right. So once he starts getting giving due judgment to you wicked leaders, right? Starting off with you wicked leaders, then you men that are so-called, what's it called, doing the right thing, but behind closed doors, you're still being wicked. That Matthew 7. All right. Then all the rest of Israel. All right, and then he's gonna come with all that for the heathen too. So everybody's about to get their due judgment, man. The Lord is coming back with what he said. I come back with my reward to give every man according to his works. So whatever you were sowing on this side or whatever you were reaping, it's like I be getting those twisted up. Yeah, whatever you were sowing, you shall reap. Yeah, that's how you say it. It's like, all right. So whatever you've been doing, whatever you've been putting your focus into, hey, you're about to pay for it, man. If you've been putting stuff above the Lord, you've been putting stuff before the Lord, you haven't been doing the things that you should be doing. Don't think that when the Lord comes back, it's going to be oh so beautiful for you, right? Matter of fact, we can get that real quick. One of my favorite scripts, and then we'll get back to it. Salak. Amos 5:18. It says, "And want you that desire the day of the Lord to what ends for you." All right, and that day of the Lord is fastly approaching, man. And what is that day going to be to you? All right, a lot of people have a false, vain divination, like it was going to Ezekiel. But what are the day of the Lord is going to be like? A lot of y'all think it's going to be rainbows and kisses and babies floating in the air, sunshine of joy. But in all reality, you haven't been reading the scriptures, man. You haven't been studying to show yourself approved, because we understand that the day of the Lord is going to be darkness, man. The day of the Lord is about to be real, real bloody. He says it's going to be blood up to the horse's bridle. Who is this that come from Edom with dyed garments? Right? He's coming back to slay the heathen. He's coming back to give due judgment to the 2/3. Right? He's coming to set things in order, man. It says, "The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him." So we understand this is going to be a part of Jacob's trouble, man. And Jacob's trouble is going to turn into Esau's trouble. It's going to be a lot of death. A lot of death. The Lord has said in the book of Jeremiah 15, "The death to death, to the sword to the sword, the captivity to captivity, I have sent 4 beasts." Like these 4 kinds, right? He says with the sword to slay, the teeth, the wild beast. Roughly paraphrasing, all these different things he sent out in order as scourges for amendment, right? We'll end up getting that too in the book of 2nd Esdras. But scourges for amendment is pretty much since you don't want to make your sacrifice on this side, that's going to be your sacrifice. This is his way of appeasing his wrath in you or on you, right? Okay. Salaki. Continue on. It says, "If a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and the serpent bit him." All right. So we're gonna have Gurga troops. We're gonna have war. We're gonna have famine. We're gonna have pestilence. We're gonna have wild beasts. We're gonna have strange apparitions. We're gonna have all these different things, man. It's gonna be so much going on all at once. It's gonna be like a purge movie, man. All of your worst movies that you could think of mixed in together, because he said it's gonna be like a day like no other. All right, there's nothing else that's been written that's gonna be as bad as this. Right, so you need to have that covering, man, because without that covering, you're cooked. We understand that that's just gonna be just like in the time of Exodus, man. What do you say? Put the blood on that doorpost, but we understand that doorpost is spiritual now. That doorpost is thy mind, right? That the wall going into mark of exemption, right? If you don't have that mark of exemption, what did he tell the angels? Go and slay all of them. He's no respecter of a person. You're gonna slay old, young, anybody that hasn't been doing what they need to do. You're gonna get slayed, all right? And those angels they're gonna love to do it because why? They're pleasing the Lord. Okay, it says, Salaki, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?" And if you go into the NLT, it's pretty much saying there's not going to be any joy, right? There's not going to be any joy because you guys have already been in that house of mirth for too long. You didn't got too accustomed to what's it called, feeling good, man. Right? This you made this your kingdom. You made this your reward when the Lord told us this was not our rest. So now that he's coming back and showing on his what's it called, wrath, hey, it is what it is, man. Because you had the opportunity once again. The Lord gave us all liberty in order to do what was right. All right. We can go back. To 2nd Esdras. It says, we had verse 3. "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," we've been seeing uproars throughout the months, man. You had the uproars when they shut off the EBT. You had the uproars when they brought was it the digital ID out in the UK? I believe that was the UK. All right. And the uproars are only going to get more and more what's it called? Wow, you have the uproars against the ICE. All of these different things, man. It said it's going to be nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right? All of these different things are going to come to pass, if not already are coming to pass, slowly but surely. Right? And there's earthquakes happening every day, so much that They can't even account all of them. They're not reporting all of them. It's that so many coming out. It says, verse 4, then shall thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right, he gave you this warning. He said these things were going to happen, but yet you guys took it as a joke. All right, you put it far off. You thought that this could never happen to you. That's what's wrong with American people nowadays, man. Like it's all good until it comes to a town near you. All these things are happening around the U.S. What was it called? Around, what was it called? North America. But once it comes to North America and the U.S., then you're gonna want to get right. And that's what Jacob's problem is. They wait to the last minute to finally want to get right. But see, the Lord, he's not gonna give you that opportunity. Okay. It says, verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. Right? This is a script, man. And this is the Lord's movie. All right, so the movie is being played out. Nobody knows their lots. Nobody knows what role they have. But based off your actions and what you're doing is giving you a better opportunity and making it out of this thing, right? Especially you men of the Lord who are what's it called prophesying and doing the will of the Lord. It says many are called, but few are chosen. So make your calling and making sure. I know those are two different precepts, right? But the whole point is we want to continue to do this work. We want to be found occupying in the truth when he comes back, so he can say, "My faithful and good servant, you've been faithful over little, I shall make you what's it called, rule over much on my whole household." Roughly paraphrasing, right? So since you were able to do what the Lord told you to do, all right, and honestly, it starts off with ruling yourself, ruling your own spirit, because we understand that a man that rules his spirit is better than a man that taketh the city, right? So if you're able to do these things, he's going to reward you, right? It says, even so, the time also of the highest have plain beginnings, and the wonder and powerful works, and the ending is effect and socket. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonder, and powerful works, and ending and effect and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, right? By your works, right? So, Lord willing, I'm just going to use myself as an example. Lord willing, I'll be of that number. And Lord, and I continue to do the things that please the Lord, or the Lord corrects me where I'm going off. But just for example, making this video, man, we're making this video going into the times, right? Going to the things that are popping off, and we understand that the spirit is going to always shift, right? But by doing this work, Lord willing, my righteousness, Slakia, I don't want to put it in the wrong way, but Lord willing, my works follow me, man. Okay. And I want to be saved. And so by doing this work, Lord willing, I can be saved. Lord willing, all the brothers can be saved that's doing this work. It says 8, whereby you believe shall be preserved from the said perils. All right, these said perils are coming to pass now, man. All right, all of these little things are domino effects. All right, one thing leading to another. And then eventually you're going to be completely surrounded in it. It says, and shall see my salvation in my land, within my borders, for I have sanctified them from the beginning. The Lord said that. He said, I have known you before you were in the womb, and I have ordained thee to be a prophet. See, none of us know who we are, but Lord willing, we're one of those men the Lord has ordained to be a prophet, that he has given that gift to us, man. All right. 144,000 have already been, what's it called, ordained in order to make it out of this thing, man. Right? 12,000 out of each tribe, and we want to be one of those, man, out of one of those 12,000, whatever tribe you're in. Right? It says, verse 9, then shall they be in a pitiful case which not have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. All right, you're about to start dwelling in torment, right? Because you had the opportunity, you had got all of these different gifts on this side, but yet you gave the glory to another man. You gave the glory to another so-called power that's not even real, right? You didn't want to acknowledge the Lord. You guys only acknowledge the Lord when things get hard. But yet, since it's not hard for you right now, you don't care. You give him, what it say, my people give me much lip service, but the hearts are far from me. Right? You may think that you love the Lord and serve the Lord, but love is conditional, man. Love requires certain things to happen in order to truly love the Lord. All right. And if you're not following those conditions, hey, you're lying to yourself, man. Understanding that there's so many scriptures popping off in my head, but understanding like another one, it says friendship with the world is enmity with the Lord. Right. So all you guys that are being, what's it called, locked in with this world, focusing on this world, trying to build a life in this world, and you're gonna go down with this world because it says this world passes away. Right? They'll hand you on the hand. The wicked shall not go unpunished. Or it says they'll hand you on the hand. It says another one, they'll hand you on the hand. It said they shall be thirsty through and through. So right, if you're rocking with this world, hey, you're gonna go down with this world. Right? You can't serve you can't be a part of this world and with the Lord. Because it's contrary one to another, man. Completely opposite. It says, verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Right, you're receiving all these different benefits, EBT, new cars, housing, being able to breathe, having good health, eating, having clothes, all these different things you guys take for advantage. All these different things you really don't appreciate. You think these are things that are supposed to happen, are supposed to be given to you, right? But when the Lord take these things away from you, they ain't gonna understand how truly blessed you were and you took advantage of it, man. Right? It says, then the same must know it after death by pain. Right? And we're gonna run this full circle because you're gonna start taking you're gonna start being a part of those scourges of amendment, right? Those things that are about to start coming to pass. All right. And then that's when you're gonna understand that the Lord was on your side. Salakia. All right. So now we can go transition into 35. Yep, it's 38. It says, wait, verse 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right, the plagues that the Lord have said was going to come to pass, hey, they're not slack. You just thought it was on your time, but did not the Lord say, though it tarry, wait for it, shall surely come? Did he not also say that as some kind of slackness is just long suffering to usward? The Lord isn't being slack. He's just giving you the opportunity to get right, because if the Lord came back right now and you honestly really think about yourself, do you think you will make it? Do you think that you've done enough? Do you think that you've made a good case for the Lord to feel as if he should save you? Right. So this grace period has been given as a liberty in order to get right, in order to really make a make yourself pretty much put your best foot forward. Try to be the man that the Lord intended you to be. Right. It says, verse 8, as when a woman with Slack is with when a woman with a child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Right. So seeing all these different things full circle, once again, going back to Iran, US, and Israel, right? All these different things are part of those birth pains, man. These things are coming to pass in order to lead to the next birth pain that's going to come to pass, man. The prophecy that the Lord chooses to come to pass next. But see, we're supposed to be on our watch, measuring these things, man. Right? And doing these videos to give warning to the people. Understanding our Lord is on his way back, man. It's just beautiful times that we're in. And you are truly blessed to still be able to prophesy. You're still blessed to still be able to have the what's called Rakakadash, man. Right? The Holy Spirit, man. This is a blessing. Right? So don't take advantage of that blessing. Don't take advantage and don't waste the talent that the Lord is giving you. Make full effect of it. All right. While we have that opportunity to do so, because sooner or later we're going to be pulled off these street corners. Right. The Lord had told us, matter of fact, we can get that too. Matter of fact, actually, let's read this first and then we get that. It says, verse 39, even so shall not the plague be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. All right, we're about to be in real turmoil. It's going to be real sorrows happening all around, man. All right, we're going to get that next one where it was going into victuals. But let's get the Amos, what I was just finna quote. Amos 8. 11. Because yeah, it's gonna be a famine of food, but it's also gonna be a famine of this word, man. Amos 8 and 11 says, "Behold, the days coming, says the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of the Lord." Right? So this fire sale of this beautiful instruction that the Lord has given us is this beautiful truth. Right? It's gonna end up being taken off of the internet. It's gonna end up being taken off of YouTube. Right? Esau Edom understands that with the prophets out here, he is he's being backed into a corner because everything he do is is under real high scope, real under a microscope. So everything he's doing, we're calling out. We're calling out all his plays and putting him on trial, man. We're being that witness, right? He said in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, which is such a beautiful book, he says, they're clean contrary to me, and they upbraided us in our what's it called doing. Pretty much when they go off, we're the ones that are calling them out. We're the ones that shaking the finger through the power of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So they understand that we're one of the main things that they need to get rid of in order to push forward with this truth. But they have to do it in a certain way that they can't be pretty much seen. Right? They're moving certain things to put it in a whole net. But we really understand that their main target is the prophets, man. And eventually, hey, what did it say, man? In fact, we can get that. Revelations 12 and 12. Revelations 12 and 12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having a great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." And he understands that his time is really short in order to push his agenda, right? And with all the different things that are popping off left and right of these PDF files and him being brought up on different charges, he understands that war is his way. And what is that? When he can't work out any other tool that he has, he goes back to all reliable, the sword. All right, so he's gonna end up really showing his horns. You guys, what's it called? You already know I'm the devil. So hey, at this point, boom, let's really get into it. But what did the Lord also say, which is so beautiful? He says, then shall I lift up a standard? Right, these same men that on the street corners you're taking for advantage, and you're what's it called, not listening to the words that they're preaching. These same fishers of men that the Lord has sent out. He said he's gonna turn them into hunters. And he said he's gonna lift up a standard. So you're gonna see a lot of miracles start happening, man. You're gonna see some of these same men get spiritual powers in that day. Right? Now, once again, we're gonna end up going back to the second address. But he's starting to show you right now that he's getting back into a corner, man. And it's mighty. Matter of fact, we're gonna get this. It's mighty due to the fact the Lord, once again, he said these things are gonna happen. It says, the smallest among them shall draw them out. Let me 1 second. Yeah, Jeremiah 50. I don't know why I forgot that. All right, Jeremiah 50. And then who's the smaller? Who? The little hats, man. The little hats that's got them doing these things. Once again, they the pimp and America's the whore. It says Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that have taken against Babylon and his purposes, that hath proposed against the land of Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So by Israel pretty much making America move and do all these certain things, like for example, them getting into it with Iran, right? By them getting into it with Iran, what's going to happen? That's going to trigger Russia into saying, hey, bet, I'm going to get involved too now, right? Let me see. So like, I'm trying to think of that scripture. It's Gog and Magog. 38. Thawadi Abashim Yasha. Slakia Akia. Please bear with me. Wait, hold on. Did I get it wrong? Oh, is it this one? Oh my goodness. It's pretty much saying how Gog and Magog is gonna pretty much be protectors. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I did have it. This is Ezekiel 38. It says, let's get straight to the point. Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into the jaws, and I'll bring thee forth in all thy army, horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all them handing swords, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, and all of them with the shield and helmet. This was speaking of Gog and Magog, right? Understanding that is Russia. Russia is the mother bear that protects her cubs of Iran, right? And all of these different allies that they have, right? So with Israel pushing America to do certain things, right? Because they feel like they can just get on that with anybody, right? By bringing America in, you're gonna end up bringing in China. You're gonna end up bringing in Russia. This is gonna bring in all of those different nations, right? Which the Lord is gonna end up bringing to the Valley of Hoshaphat in order to judge them, right? So this one small, it's not really small, but these small domino effects that are leading up, it's only working towards prophecy. It says you can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So all of these different things that are happening is all for the truth to come out, well, for the truth and for the Lord's movie to play the way that He said it was going to play, man. All right. So once again, this is beautiful times that we're in because did not it say, let the weak say I'm strong. All right, turn your plowshares and pruning hooks into swords, or if you paraphrasing. So the same things that America used to have, they messed up and started giving their weapon capabilities to all of these other different nations. All right. And some of these major nations that can rival thee, such as like Russia and China, are starting to give their weaponry to these lower nations, right? So now you got the small ones barking back like little chihuahuas because they have big dogs in their corner, and all of these different big dogs are starting to team up, and with all of them together, what it says, separated we are weak, but together we are strong. All right, so all of these different nations coming together, and the even funnier part, a lot of the nations that were with America are going to turn against them. Right. So all of these different things, they're going to end up teaming up, and it's going to end up getting bad for America, right? This is Obadiah 1:7. And all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. All right, so you're going to start seeing a lot of these different nations that are aligned with America starting to decide, hey, you're bad for business, right? And they're going to flip sides on them. All right. It says, and that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is not understanding of him. All right, so it's going to get real ugly for America, man, and Israel. All right, the small hats, be exact. All right, let's go back to second Ezra. We got a few more, and then we're gonna end it. I believe this just a little bit up. Yep, here we go. Verse 17, actually. It says, woe is me who delivered me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, beginnings of famine and great death, the beginnings of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginnings of evil. What shall I do when these evil shall come? Right? Now, 1/3 in elect, they're going to be underneath that covering of the Lord. But you 2/3 that have been in agreement with Esau, Edom, and made a covenant with death, right? And what it said, made a covering of not of the covering of the Lord. Hey, these sorrows are coming to you, man. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as cords for men. Now, we were talking about that earlier. These are the things that are sent against you to appease the Lord's wrath. And right, this is going to be your sacrifice, man. Right? Everybody has to make a sacrifice and enter the next kingdom, man. Now, the men of the Lord are going through those the fire now. But see, you guys that aren't doing the work or doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're gonna go through this fire, man. right? But the Lord said, if to those that are going through the fire now, and if you continue, right, you continue until the Lord pretty much uh, calls for it to end. He's gonna keep you, man. He's gonna keep you away from all of these different things, man. He's gonna keep you safe. It says, but all for Salakia 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. See, you guys aren't mindful. You're not seeing that all these different things are coming from the Lord. You're not taking what's it called it into consideration that dang, maybe these things are prophecy. Maybe these things are happening because we are in those last days. Maybe y'all should get right. Maybe this is a sign. All right, but no, you guys don't care because it hasn't happened to you yet. All right, but when it comes to the time of you, that's when you're gonna get ready. But it's gonna be too late. It says, "Behold, virtue shall be it's like virtue shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case." And right now, things are cool. All right, so you think everything's going straight or good, but once again, with what's going on now, all of these different things that you're taking for advantage are about to skyrocket. It's about to be a crazy inflation. All right. And then a lot of this stuff is going to end up turning into not having none at all. And then that's when they're going to present that MOTB as a way to fix all the problems. All right. It says, they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. These evils are growing day by day, man. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and another that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Right? We was talking about that in the book of Jeremiah 15, man. That's also goes into it in the book of Jeremiah 11 and 11. All right. So all these things you should be taking into account. And what did the Lord say in 2 Peter 3 and 10? He said, knowing that these things ought to be, or knowing that these things ought to happen, what manner of person ought you to be in whole holy conversation and godliness, meaning your conduct. Right? Knowing these things are coming to pass, what should you be doing? You should be getting your housing in order. Right? Presenting yourself as that virgin with that oil for when the Lord comes back. Because if you're that foolish wife, right, who didn't get that oil, right, when the time comes by, which is like go to the buyers and buy, you're not going to be able to. You're going to get caught up. All right. Salakia. All right. So that's all the what's it called precepts I have for now. All right. Lord willing, this video is edifying. I understand it's a little bit everywhere, but once again, Lord was edifying. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. I want to say double honor to Pastor Millstone again. Shalom, Akim. On to the next. Kwame Yashrala, Bible Ball, Chemotherapy 2026 soon.